reset this to original, just go back to find, click reset, close, and it takes me back to my 23 jobs. Okay. You can also use this because you can assign multiple fields. Let's say, for instance, that we want to take all of those which have a season of fall 2005. We want to find those. And then we want to further refine that and find all of those with a brand of George. Now it isolates only those 6 jobs that meet that particular criteria. And we could even do it further. If we wanted to assign a third, we could do that as well. And again, when you have 459 jobs in your job list, this feature becomes very important and very useful for drilling down and finding the key pieces of information that you're actually looking for. Okay, so now we have talked about navigating throughout Datacolor Track. We've talked about configuring the screens the way we like them, moving columns around, dragging, pinning columns. We've talked about the columns of data and what they mean. Now let's take a look at this actual job that we sent to Datacolor Track from Datacolor Tools. Here we have our lovely lilac with all the information that we input. And you'll notice in the batch section, here are the 2 lab dips that we actually retrieved them from history, but if you had measured them in, you would see the information displayed just as it is displayed here. We've got batch C, which had a delta ECMC of 0.71. You see batch D, which has a delta ECMC of 1.88. Now, if I wanted to send this to Walmart, at this point I would just click on the customer button. It would send this job to Walmart, and the location would change from pending to sent to customer. Now what I want to do is see if we can kind of switch our point of reference, and let's play the role of Walmart and think about, just so you can visualize what would happen on their end when they are working with Datacolor Track. You send lovely lilac job to them, it populates their Datacolor Track, and all of a sudden it is the first job on their job list. They've received it from you, and the location is new, so they know they need to do something with that particular job. They would be able to see it here just as you could see it before you sent. They would be able to look at all the columns of data, see the information. They would be able to look at the batches below and see that, yes, one of them is a very close color match. The other may be marginal, but they want to evaluate it further, and they want to use Datacolor Tools to do that. So in order to go from Datacolor Track and take this job into Datacolor Tools for analysis, they would click on the Tools button. So that's what we'll do here. And prior to this operation, I had gone into Datacolor Tools and cleared the desktop so that nothing was there. And what I want to do is bring up the CTL analysis form, the form that they actually use for analyzing incoming lab dips. And you'll see that it immediately populated my desktop. Here I have lovely lilac. I have 2 submits, submit D and submit C. So at Walmart, they would actually evaluate these 2 samples, and they would say, I think submit C is the best, and I would like to pass that. I would like to approve that particular color match. So they click on their pass button. They might go through and say they see it as being moderately dark. They see it as being maybe a little red. I don't know if they had other comments that they wanted to add. They could input that information here, and then they would actually change the status to be that of accepted. Okay. If they had any comments, maybe something like okay for production. And And at this point, if they were ready to proceed with this, they would, again, use the Track Current button or the Track Desktop if they had evaluated numerous samples. And they will send this information back to Track so that it will update the Track database. Okay. So you'll be able to see what happens. Okay. Now you'll notice we have lovely lilac again in the top position, but now a status has been assigned to that particular sample. If you look down here in the batch details section, you'll notice which of the two batches were approved. You see the comment says OK for production. And at that point, Walmart would click on their supplier button to send that information from their Datacolor track system back to your Datacolor track system. Okay. So you can see how this eases your ability to communicate throughout the supply chain and also provides you with visibility as to where things are in process. The other point I would like to make is that we currently have 23 jobs on this job list. In the current mode of utilization within Datacolor tools where you're using email exchange, those 23 jobs would represent at least 23 emails. For those where you had to resubmit, that number would grow substantially. For every submit, you would receive email back saying it was not approved, resubmit, etc. Now you're able to keep track of this in a database format that eases the flow of information and gives you the visibility that I think all of us understand we would like to have, so that no matter where a job is in process, we can easily find it within our Datacolor track system. Now this concludes our product demonstrations of Datacolor tools and Datacolor track. We have shown you how to go in and establish a new job request, which, as we stated in the beginning, was the first step in color development, is creating that new job request. Filling out those forms within Datacolor tools just as you currently do. So that process has not changed. The only thing that has changed is that once that information has been input, you use the Track Current or the Track Desktop buttons to send that information to this screen. From Datacolor Track, you will send the information to your customer, and this screen is also where you will receive information back from your customer. When you receive something back from Walmart, if it is an acceptance, you can immediately see that information displayed here. You know which one they have selected, and you know it is okay to proceed for production. If, on the other hand, you had received a rejection, as we did here, you would take this job, send it directly back to Tools. It would populate your desktop, just as we saw earlier, and you would have the option to remeasure additional lab dips and, again, go through that same process again to resubmit to the customer. We talked about navigation throughout Datacolor Track, about what you're seeing here on the screens, about scrolling left to right, moving columns, and you will receive additional training in both your one-on-one and your advanced training classes that will follow. I hope that you found that Datacolor Track is easy to navigate and allows you to customize the views that you see. The instant visibility that you will now have with the implementation of Datacolor Track should improve vastly your ability to plan your day and your workload. Please feel free to review this session either in its entirety or piece by piece, depending upon the items that you find you need a review on. And we look forward to presenting to you more advanced training classes via this WebEx training. Thank you very much.